to my YouTube channel. Please, if you're in this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please always come back to watch my videos. And I really do appreciate your big support to this platform. In today's video, we are actually going to have very interesting discussion. Please remember always to put a notification bell so that you don't actually miss out on some of these interesting stories that actually will be coming directly to your screen. Let's start this discussion. Yesterday, David Jr. came up with a video when actually, the mother to Matiko had beaten, biting. Biting his grandson. Real biting. You may think actually she want to eat the boy. And yesterday I actually said, the mentality that she has started, she will not stop it. It has not even taken even a week. She's now again in another drama. Drinking is actually a problem in a lot of African villages. Drinking. Taking alcohol is actually a problem. You can imagine this is an old woman who is actually becoming age. But the way she's trying to portray, make herself look outside there to actually people to see, it is actually alarming. The truth is, the first day when I watched a video of David Jr., when he was saying that the boy was beaten, I was not actually even believing it, and I was not yet understanding. But when I continue watching the video of David Jr., it was actually very true that this grandma was able to bite the hands of his grandson. You can imagine where things are now moving. That a grandmother is starting to fight with a young boy of less than even 10 years. Traumatizing the boy. And not only that, this grandmother, what I've been also hearing, that he also keeps on fighting Matiko also. So these stories, they have not just started yesterday. It has been there for quite a long period of time. But now David Jr. was just able to bring it out to the public to see. Now, if this grandma is continuing with whatever things that she's doing, will it be wrong for people to arrest her and take her to the police custody or not? Will it be wrong? Because the way she was able to mistreat this young boy, it is actually unbelievable. It is unbelievable. And meanwhile, people are still thinking of what she was able to do to the boy. He has now again done the worst. The worst of the worst. You can imagine the mother to Matiko was able to cut the daughter with the panga. You can imagine. So for those ones who say that the exact place for this grandma is not prison, now you tell me. Now the daughter is in the hospital. And who cut her? The mother. Who cut her? The mother. And what has happened to the mother? The mother has taken off from the village She's actually nowhere to be seen. Nowhere to be seen. Now she's in hiding. What type of a grandmother is actually that? Or what type of a mother is actually that? You know? You cut your own daughter because of alcohol. Why should you even do that? And with her age, she would even be now, right now, should have even stopped taking alcohol sometime back. You know? Now she's the one who knows how to fight in the village. She's the one who knows how to create problems after problems in the community. You know? And it is now coming to my attention that this old grandma actually rules over the husband. The husband has no say. You know? And I've also been asking myself, the money that these people always keeps on selling their pieces of land, what are they using that money for? Because you'll never see anything that they have done in their home that to improve the standard of the home. There is completely nothing. Probably that's the money they're drinking each and every day and fighting, cutting people, you know. Actually, if they don't handle her appetite, you know, of causing all this commotion, one day she's actually going to do the worst. And the worst I'm actually talking about here, probably even deleting somebody. Because she's actually becoming too wild. She's becoming too wild. If she can reach a point of even cutting her own daughter, this is not somebody's daughter, maybe a neighbor, maybe this is her real blood that she was able to cut. Probably because of alcohol and the rest. But why should you reach that level? You know? Why? The truth is, her behavior is alarming. Her behavior is alarming. And to me, this old woman should be arrested, first of all, and put into the coolers for some days. She will come back a changed person. Because right now, if they keep on looking at her, she's going to do the worst. She'll do the worst. Now, if she was very, very strong, why is she running? Why is she running? You know? So when she was committing all these things, she didn't know that she was actually doing wrong things. Now, after seeing that she has caused a very, very big problem, here now she's running. It's alleged that she's no longer even in the village. She has taken off. Now, you can imagine a grandma, maybe for like 50 years plus, is now running from her home at the older age. Just because she was able to cut the daughter, the real daughter. But now, if she can be in position to treat her daughter in that way, what about the former wife to Matiko? Now you tell me how she used to suffer in that home. Probably she used even to fight her. The behavior of this old grandma is actually very, very much alarming. Very, very much alarming. And she's doing all those things when the kids are seeing. One of the kids of the lady, you know, her daughter, the one she has cut, the one who is in the hospital, is actually so traumatized. You know, I think that is her kid. David Jenner was even trying maybe like to take him to school, but the people at the construction site, they advise him not to take him to school. Because even if you are to take him to school, the boy is already traumatized. He will actually do nothing from school because the mind is already running, you know. What type of a grandma is that? You know, what type of a grandma? You know, by the way, here in Africa, the type of the wife you will marry will actually also determine how your home will be. If you marry a woman who is of that category, drinking, you know, by the way, there are women here who drinks more than men. A woman can go to the drinking joint from morning. She will start drinking from morning up to evening. And by the way, there are some of them who can even drink and they'll never get drunk. Then you wonder, she's taking this alcohol where? But you really see her drinking. Now you marry such a person. How will your family really be? You know? Because however much the father to Matiko was drinking and the wife would not be drinking, that home would not be the way it is. You know? But now all of them are drinking. Their wife is drinking like the man. Matiko is drinking like the father. Now you tell me, what is going to shape that home? Who is going to be in position to advise the other? Who? But now the worst about this is that the mother of the home is behaving in a very, very weird way. So she is always the source of problem in this home. And when you see her sitting quietly when she's not drunk, you know, you may not actually tell that she conducts herself in that way. But now you see what she's doing. She's the one who knows how to create issues. And now you find she has been in position to cut the daughter. She does not even have a single coin to treat her. Other people will be the one to look for money to treat, you know, the daughter. Not her, for she's nowhere to be seen. And I can assure you that granny does not even have a penny, you know, to treat the daughter. But she knows how to cut people. She knows how to bite people. You know? You see what she's actually doing. See what she's actually doing. At the end of the day, that she also expects people to call her that granny. You know? With all the mess that she's doing. Me, I will repeat this. I think it's a high time. This granny should supposed to go and first be at the police station for some few days to shape her. Otherwise, I don't think even the life of David Jr. is actually, you know, his life is at stake in that village. Remember, sometime back when the travel commando visited that construction site, even asked David Jr. that, you know, how did you manage to reach here? This village was a village of thieves. You know, it was a village of thieves. And you know, people who are too much into stealing, they're also too much into chaos. They are also too much into chaos. They love involving themselves into problems. And that is exactly now what is starting to happen. And very soon we are going to start seeing more colors, true colors of other people in this community. If at all David Jr. continues to stay in this village. You know? Why should you actually do that? Why? Why should you go to reach that level of cutting your own daughter? Why? I mean, it's all the things. She could be in position to cut her daughter. she could be in position to bite her grandson. What is that? You know? What is that? And let me tell you, what this granny or old woman have done, I see it in Bushman Dude. Those are the characters of people. What this old woman have done, also Bushman Dude can be in position to do it. Yes. You know? I remember when Bushman Dude used to fight with Gabi every time. Problems after problem. Issues after issues. You know? So, I was able to see when Nasto was actually talking about Bushman Dude yesterday. You know? According to the explanation that Nasto was able to give, it actually shows that Bushman Dude is a very, very jealous person. He does not wishes well for other people. You know, people who are able to support Bushman Dude on that story, those are actually individuals from the so-called negative reactors. You know, there is nothing you are going to gain by fighting your neighbor. You know, there is nothing. The best solution is to go and have a conversation with them and you sort out issues amicably. But when you want to come out with all the story, now you can imagine he was able to block Nasto's gate, you know. But these are things that can be sorted out. Why should somebody come out, you know, that you want to show a whole world how stupid you are? What Bushman Dude was able to do is actually stupidity. Me, I want to say it here. Those and so will agree with me, they will agree. This time around, I just want to say it openly. You know? It is stupidity of the highest order. Whether that is Islam or not, but it is stupidity of the highest order. You cannot be in position to live with your neighbor in such a manner. No man is an island. Time is going to reach and Bushman Dude will need those people he is fighting. You know? He will need them. That time is going to come. This is a man who is having problems with all his people almost. Fighting here and there, including his wife, sometime back. The character that he was able to portray in his video does not actually show him as a good person. It shows him as a bad person. A man who only cares about himself. You know? That's not how you are supposed to conduct yourself in the community. Have a conversation with somebody first. And thereafter, you can now talk. You know? There is no way Bushman Dude is going to convince me that what he has been in position to do, you know, is actually to protect himself. You know? Let me tell you, the truth is, Bushman Dude was able to taint his name. You know, there are things that people do, you know, when they are not actually seeing the impact, you know, the results of their action. Now, those ones who are claiming that, you know, they are supporting Bushman Dude on what he was able to do in blocking Nasto's gate. Can you even try to go and stay with Bushman Dude in his own home there? Maybe just only 2 days. Can you even be in position to do that? Because this man, it seems like he changes like a chameleon. You know? Anytime he can actually change. Anytime. He can be talking to you politely. In the evening, he's a different person. Me, I'm actually wondering how his wife is managing to stay with him. I'm actually wondering. You know? I'm actually wondering. Because what Bushman Dude has done to Nasto, it might look so minor to some people. But let me tell you, he's trying to show something that is actually capable of doing the worst. There is protecting your land. But when you reach that type of a level, it is actually alarming. You know, the truth is, here in African kind of setting, people will always pass on, the people pass anywhere. You know, you can walk from somebody's garden to another garden, and nobody will even ask you, where are you going? But what Bushman Dude is actually showing jealousness. You know, jealousness. By the way, me at first I thought Bushman Dude was the one who recorded the video. That was what was in my mind at first. Bushman Dude went and used a clip from Miss Flea to actually attack them. You know? And you see, when you want to pass a message to people, because Bushman Dude was, according to the statement that we were able to get, that he had a conversation with one of the workers who actually works at Nastro's place. But that was not enough. That person is not actually the owner of that home. He would have had a conversation with either Nastro or his wife. But mostly Nastro. Yes, Miss Flay is wrong for having poured those, dust at his land. But the step that he was able to take is alarming. That is what I'm trying to say. It's alarming. You cannot be in position to stay with your neighbor like that. It is not right. You know? Yes, it is his piece of land and he has all the rights. But what picture are you trying to create outside there for the public to see actually who you are? You know, there are people who are actually supporting Bushman Dude because they like problems. They like seeing issues. You know? I believe if Bushman Dude would have approached Nastro, they would have solved all these things amicably without things reaching in this level. You know? It is actually not right. It is not right what is actually happening. And now that he has already blocked, let us now hope that the peace will prevail. You know? I hope now blocking that gate is going to bring the peace. You know? But let me tell you, such individuals will again look for other ways to bring problems. It will. Because it seems like he likes also drama. The drama of this village of Nyabohansi will never end. Meanwhile, we are still talking about Bushman Dude. Another granny is biting, is cutting people in the village. She almost wants to finish people. You know? And now she's a fugitive. She's running. You know, you can imagine an old woman running in the village. A granny running in the village. Because she was able to cut her own daughter. Her own daughter. You know? Is that really right? What she has done, is it really right? At old age, you are leaving your home because you were able to cut your daughter, a daughter that you are able to raise. I hope right now she has developed guiltiness in her. I hope. You know? I hope she has developed guiltiness in her. If she was very strong, and if she thought what she was doing was actually right, why is she now running? And now look at the way, you know, the young boy has been traumatized. The people who are now suffering are the children. They are the ones that they are actually seeing things that they are not supposed to see. You know? Kids are getting traumatized because of this drunkard old grandma who does not actually understand herself when she's actually drunk. If you know very well that when you take alcohol, you know, it disturbs your brain so much, why don't you stop drinking? Because that would be the best solution to stop drinking. This grandma should actually stop drinking completely. But let me assure you, if she's going to continue drinking, one day we are going to see the worst. We shall be in position to see the worst. Because she seems like she's now uncontrollable. She's an uncontrollable person. You know? And these are the people, you know, villagers are supposed to be respected. Because, you know, people who are now agedly in the village, they are the ones whom the young are supposed to look up to. But now you see that grandmother. See what she's actually doing. Now, what is she really showing the young ones? That when you grow up at that age, you're supposed to be fighting, you're supposed to be cutting people in the village, you're supposed to do this and this. Is that what she's trying to show other people outside there? You know? I really don't think that what she was able to do was right. That was wrong. And if they don't put her in her own place, she's not going to stop those kind of behaviors. Because if she has escaped and then she comes back and they do nothing for her, she will still repeat it. She will still repeat it. Because yesterday she was able to bite a young boy. At night she was able to cut a daughter. The daughter is in the hospital. You know? What's really happening in this community? What is happening in this village? It is actually very, very much alarming. And please, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like, and comment. And please, always come back to watch my videos. And I really, really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Please remember to subscribe and also put a notification bell so that we always keep on moving together. And also a very special greetings to all of you watching me from USA, UK, Canada, and all of you from the Caribbean. And not forgetting my good people here in Africa. Thank you so much for always come back to watch my videos. And I really, really do appreciate your big support to this platform. Let's meet again in our next video. May God bless you and see you when you see me. See you again.